What's up, people? J-Dub here with my 2011 WWE TLC review video. Going to be giving you guys match results, highlights of the night, and also my thoughts and opinions on everything that occurred at this show. By the way, make sure you rate this video thumbs up, and also share with me your comments below as to what you thought about the show. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button up there. Thanks. By the way, I am still taking votes for the W's, my year-end awards for pro wrestling. You can head over to PWFEmpire.com right now and go cast your votes. The winners will be revealed this Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time over on the Sideshow and also over on PWFEmpire.com. I have an in-depth match-by-match breakdown for TLC, so for anybody who may have missed the show and you want the full experience, you want to know everything that happened in every damn match by detail, you can go head over there and check that out on PWFEmpire.com. And if you did miss the show, I have to say you missed out on a pretty good pay-per-view. We got the night started off with Zack Ryder winning the United States Championship from Dolph Ziggler. This was a great way to start the show. Very fast-paced match that the crowd was really into. The crowd live in attendance, and hell, me at home, I was really into the match also. Really enjoyed it. Dolph Ziggler, he's one of WWE's best in-ring talents, and Zack Ryder, you know, he's not too shabby himself. You know, he's a pretty solid in-ring competitor also. Ziggler played up the show-off aspect of his gimmick all throughout the match, and Ryder was the underdog trying to overcome the odds. So in addition to a quality in-ring component to the match, it also had a nice story behind it. There were some great near falls and tense moments in the match where you were on the edge of your seat, or at least I was, and one of those moments in particular, Ryder hit Ziggler with the Hurricanrana, then Ryder goes for the Rough Rider, but Ziggler ducks out of the way, then he ends up getting Ryder with a roll-up and had a handful of tights, but to no avail, a 2 count. But in the end, Zack Ryder, he did end up hitting that Rough Rider, pins Dolph Ziggler, and wins the United States Championship finally. After all of that build-up, all of that talk, all of the petitions and everything, he's successful in winning the United States Championship. This was a highly entertaining match that got the night started off on a pretty good note. Next up, Air Boom successfully defends the Tag Team Championships versus Primo and Epico. Speaking of Primo and Epico, where the hell is Unico? It's like they were starting a stable with him, and then they bring on Rosa and drop him off. It's kind of like he just disappeared. Maybe it's because I don't watch Superstars, and I don't know what the hell is going on over on that show. I didn't even know that they invent storylines over there. But you know what? I digress. Yeah, it's like they were going into one direction with Unico, and it's like they're going into another direction with them just as a tag team and Rosa as their manager. It's kind of weird to me, but back to the match. I'm not too big on either of these two teams currently, but I'd be lying if I say that they didn't provide some nice action in this match, specifically Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne. I don't like them from a storyline perspective. I don't really like them as champions because I don't think that they're that interesting at all, and I do think that they're kind of bland from like storyline perspective. But when they step into the ring, they do the damn thing. Like, they mesh together so perfectly as tag team partners, and that was on heavy display in this match. They had a lot of cool and innovative tag team moves. Like, it was this one move where, I don't know how to explain it, but basically it's like Kofi picked up Bourne and swung him into a Hurricanrana on his opponent. I didn't make it sound good, but hell, it looked good when I was watching it. So yeah, the match ends with Evan Bourne neutralizing Epico. He was on the outside of the ring. Evan Bourne goes up top and dives from the top rope to the outside of the ring. That was pretty cool. And Primo and I was about to say Primo and Carlito, damn. Primo and Kofi, they were in the ring, and Kofi ended up hitting Primo with the Trouble in Paradise, pins him, and Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne, Air Boom, retain their tag team championships. Not too thrilling at all, but solid action nonetheless. Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett was up next in a tables match. This was one of the matches that I was really looking forward to on TLC. I had no doubt whatsoever that these two guys would go out there and put on one of the best matches of the night, and that's exactly what they did. It had so many great spots, one of them being where Wade Barrett and Orton, they were both standing on the steel steps and they were slugging it out, trying to get the better of their opponent. Then one of the spots in the match that I absolutely loved was when Orton, he was caught up in between the ropes with the table. He was like teetering to the outside of the ring with the table waiting right below him. Wade Barrett delivers a boot to Orton's face, and he almost falls through the table, but he was just a couple of inches away from it, and you know, I thought that was a great spot. You're talking about great spots of the match. You absolutely can't forget the ending. Barrett on the top rope, Randy Orton laid out on a table. Barrett jumps off. Randy Orton jumps up and hits Barrett with the shock RKO, sending him crashing through the table and earning Randy Orton a win in this match. out of all of the great things, and those were just a few of them, they had a lot more great moments in the match, but out of everything that happened, there was one thing and one thing only that made this match epic. Yes, Wade Barrett was bleeding, and you guys know what that means. Automatic 5 stars, absolutely amazing match. I wish I could nominate it for match of the year in the W's, but it's too late. But you know, this match was like awe-inspiring. We had an impromptu Divas match up next. Kelly versus Beth Phoenix with a Divas Championship on the line. I was unprepared for this, so I go over to the cabin and I rush over there to get my Easy Mac. Then I realize I'm all out of fucking Easy Mac. See, I didn't even think to buy any because there was no Divas match on the show. WWE just throws this damn thing on here and I'm all shocked. No Easy Mac. All gone. But you know what? To be honest, I didn't even need it because the match wasn't bad at all. Kelly, she put up a valiant effort, but she ended up being outpowered by Beth Phoenix, with Beth Phoenix getting the win in the end with this move. Like, she launched, Kelly was like sitting on her shoulders, and she launched her over her head, and she goes crashing face first to the mat. Beth pins Kelly, and she retains her Divas Championship. The Divas division still needs a lot of work, a ton of work, but at least in this instance, they were harmless. Next up, Booker T was attacked by Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes before he could even make it to the ring to compete in the IC title match. This is in addition to another attack that Cody delivered to Booker T earlier on in the night. This will all have implications for later on in the show, so just stay tuned. The next matchup was Triple H versus Kevin Nash in a Sledgehammer ladder match. I was so hyped up for this feud way back when Kevin Nash attacked Triple H with the Sledgehammer, but it lost all of its steam with Triple H out on the sidelines because it's hard to build a feud and build up towards a match when you have like half the damn feud, literally half the damn feud, not even on a show for so long. But aside from the build, watching the match itself, I actually did enjoy it. Kevin Nash, he shocked the hell out of me with the way he performed in the match. I had a viewer of mine, Kyle, by the way, what's up to you? He asked me how was Kevin Nash performing in the match, and I said he bust his ass. And then Kyle asked me, he was like, do you mean he performed well, or do you mean he like literally bust his ass? And I was like, both, I guess. Nash worked over Triple H pretty well during the match, and he also took a whole hell of a lot of abuse himself. Attacks with the sledgehammer, attacks with the ladder, even getting put through a table, like crashed right through the damn table from off the ladder. That was all some crazy stuff. I never expected him to get that into the match, but he really went all out, balls to the wall. So hats off to Kevin Nash. And Triple H, he showed why he's called the Cerebral Assassin. He like laser focused on Kevin Nash's needs and went to work. He went on attack all throughout the match. He had this one great moment where he had like Nash's legs situated through the ladder and locked in the figure 4 leg lock. That was all great. Triple H, he ended up winning the match by pedigreeing Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash, he gets up all dazed and confused and, you know, looking like he was completely out of it. Like, he was like seconds away from passing the hell out. But then he flashes a click sign at Triple H. Triple H returns it with the DX crotch chop, ends up knocking out Nash with the sledgehammer, pins him, match is over with, and Triple H gets the win. It was a very hardcore match and just all over the place, like literally all over the place, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't think too much of it going into the show, but coming out of the show, I was pleasantly surprised by it. We had another match that was made the night of the show, Sheamus versus Jack Swagger. This was due to a confrontation they had backstage earlier on in the night. And speaking of the night, in a night where you have all of these matches with these crazy spots and memorable moments and twisted metal and all of this crazy stuff going on, this match, I just felt like it was there. It didn't really stick out at all, but I have to say that I do enjoy Sheamus's act, and he's actually #1 on my current Fave 5 list in WWE, so I still enjoyed the match in the moment, even though it didn't stand out compared to other matches that we had at TLC. They played up heavily on Sheamus's propensity to become hot-headed, and he actually was calling on Swagger at one point in the match to attack him more. My favorite point in the match came where Swagger rammed Sheamus's back into the ring post and then throws him, like slams him right into the security barricade. Then a couple of minutes later, Sheamus repays the favor and does the exact same thing to Jack Swagger. They work their way back in the ring, and after hitting Swagger with the battering ram from the top rope, then he hits him with the bro kick, gets the pin and wins the match. I did enjoy the match in the moment. I'm a big fan of Sheamus, but I have to say, like I said, compared to all of the other matches at TLC, this one kind of like just faded into the background, and there was nothing memorable or special about it at all, and I don't see people, discussing this as they would be some of the other matches that we had on the show. The first world title match of the night saw Mark Henry versus Big Show in a chairs match. Henry worked over Big Show's right hand during the match, trying to take the knockout punch out of his arsenal, but to no avail because Big Show actually hits the knockout punch on Mark Henry and pins him and ends up winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Henry jumps up and hits Big Show in the back with the chair and proceeds to DDT him on the chair also. Then Daniel Bryan's music hits. He cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I didn't notice this until I had to rewatch the match to write up my report for the Empire, and I did like I was actually writing, I was fucking typing, but anyway, I digress. But yeah, the match was only like 5.5 minutes long, and I can't say that the match was actually bad, but as I rewatched it, I did get the feeling that something was off. It kind of felt like something wasn't right, and the match was just too damn short. Like, I actually had to rewind the match in my DVR to see if DirecTV fucked up something and just like deleted it or something like that, because I'm like, damn, was it really only 5 minutes the first time I watched it? But it was really only like 5.5 minutes, so the match was just entirely too short, and I was just so pissed off when Mark Henry lost the World Championship to Big Show. You can go back and look at some of my past videos. I've been trying to protect Mark Henry as World Champion. I wanted WWE, they were doing such a great job early on, and then they had some hiccups along the way. I was like such a big fan of Mark Henry. I wanted him to rip Randy Orton's limbs from his damn body just so he could retain the championship, figuratively speaking, or metaphorically, or whatever the word I'm looking for. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but yeah, so I was pissed off when Mark Henry lost the title to the Big Show, but then when Danny Bryan cashed it in, that wasn't bad at all. I'm looking forward to see what the future holds with Danny Bryan as the World Heavyweight Champion. By the way, speaking of Danny Bryan winning the world title, we do have a video up of him winning the championship on PWFempire.com. You can head over there and check that out. Also, we have a report maybe explaining why the match was so short and why Henry lost the world title. So check that out on PWFempire.com. After all of the attacks, we finally got to see Booker T versus Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental Championship. And speaking of those attacks, you can definitely see that they took their toll on Booker T. And WWE chose a very interesting, or awkward, shall I say, moment to display that fact. Booker T hit Cody with the spine buster and then went for the spinneroonie, and afterwards he was looking all dazed and confused like he had no idea where the hell he was. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Did like he really get dizzy from the spinneroonie? Like, what the hell is going on here? And it was like a weird moment because I didn't know what was going on, and I'm like, oh, he's selling an attack from Cody Rhodes. Okay, so it all made sense. Book looked really impressive earlier on in the match by getting the better of Cody Rhodes, but in that one moment, the tide turned in Cody Rhodes' favor, and it was all downhill from here for Booker T. He ended up getting hit in the head with two beautiful disaster kicks. Cody pins him and retains his Intercontinental Championship. Book looked like he didn't lose a step at all during this match, maybe lost a couple of brain cells by way of Cody Rhodes, and he sold that much during the match. Both guys, they put on a quality performance, even though you could tell that they were building to the next match while this one was even still in progress. The main event of the night was a triple threat TLC match for the WWE Championship featuring the champ CM Punk, Alberto Del Rio, and The Miz. This one gets the award for match of the night from me. Really enjoyed it. Great action from start to finish. Each guy had their memorable moments, a slew of them actually. Miz with the backdrop to CM Punk on an open steel chair. Then you also have Punk and The Miz teaming up to send Ricardo Rodriguez. And let me put emphasis on that, Ricardo Rodriguez. And if you watch at the end of the video, you'll see exactly why I said it like that. But Ricardo Rodriguez, sending him from the top of the ladder in the ring to the outside of the ring as he crashed through a table. That was all great. Wasn't even the end of that. You also had more. Del Rio hit an enziguri on both CM Punk and The Miz as they were on top of the turnbuckle. He sends both of them flying to the outside of the ring. The Miz goes straight down to the ground. Punk, he goes to the ground also, but crashes through a table on the way down. That was all great, and it wasn't even nearly half of all of the great spots in this match. One of the most important parts of the match saw Ricardo Rodriguez handcuff CM Punk to a ladder. CM Punk destroys the ladder, breaks himself free with one of the cuffs still attached to his arm. Later on in the match, Miz uses that free cuff, the other one, and locks CM Punk to the turnbuckle. So now Punk is just watching as the Miz and Alberto Del Rio are at the top of the ladder fighting over his WWE Championship. So out of desperation, he just starts to unscrew the turnbuckle, and he actually destroys the middle rope for the damn ring, but he breaks himself free, jumps up the ladder. Now all three competitors in the match are fighting over the WWE Championship. Punk knocks Miz off the ladder, then he knocks Alberto Del Rio down. He's so close to getting the WWE Championship, but Miz pulls him down off the ladder. Punk hits him with the GTS, climbs back up the ladder, and reclaims his WWE Championship for the win. Absolutely amazing match. Like I said, match of the night. It was like maximum impact, total non-stop action, but I mean that in a good way. Excellent way. Overall, I'd say the TLC was definitely a success. I enjoyed myself watching the pay-per-view and also chatting on PWFempire.com with other viewers of the show while it was in progress. If I had to rank my favorite matches on the show, number one would be the WWE Championship match, definitely. Number two, it's a toss-up between the ladder match and the tables match. I'd go with ladder match second, Triple H and Kevin Nash, with the close third, Randy Orton and Wade Barrett. So there you go. And actually, I didn't even realize until an hour before the damn pay-per-view started that it had the potential to be a pretty good show. Like, I was looking over the card and I was chatting on my live pre-show, and I'm like, damn, this show, it has the potential to be good. And that it was. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you share with me your comments on the show down in the comment section below. I am J-Dub. Peace out. Punk and Miz sending Alberto Rodriguez. Did I just say Alberto Rodriguez? Punk and the Miz sending Alberto Why did I say Alberto Rodriguez again? Damn. Punk and the Miz teaming up to send Alberto Del Rio. No, it wasn't Alberto Del Rio. Fuck, why can't I get this dude's name right? Punk and the Miz teaming up to send Alberto. It's not Alberto. I'm getting pissed off now. The Miz and Punk teaming up to push Rodriguez out. For fuck, what is his name? Rico Rodriguez. What is his name? Ricardo, that's it.